before I get into the footage of this run, I just want to go over a few things and tell you how the run is going to work. Basically, you want to limit moving and fighting at the same time, or you're going to end up losing your lives too easily. Don't over-summon the enemies for the same reason. You need to make sure you have at least one of your revives left for the final bell. This is assuming you have all of the upgrades already, as this is one of the harder things to do in the game. I'm guessing people watching this will have them all. You need to be able to one-shot the Leviathan, which you need a specific build for, and I'll show you that in just a second here. Don't ever use rare bait in the river, because it can spawn fish that explode and they'll immediately take a life off you even when you kill them. And don't crash the game, because this build spawns a lot of ghost fish, and if you spawn too many, the game can crash and kind of lag out. So, the build. Obviously, you're starting with ghost fish, that's fine. You also need crossbones and chum. Those are the most important three. As long as you have them, you can do this. The rest of them are optional, but I think the best things to go for, targeting systems, cannons and harpoon is how I did this run, along with the cursed crown and the hammer ship. Last two aren't as important. The cursed crown is great, but you unlock it fairly late game, so if you don't have it, don't worry about it. And the hammer ship just makes things less stressful. And then target system, cannons, harpoon, they help with spawning the ghosts, and they help with anything that's quick if it's coming up to kill you. There's a few fast fish on this map that can get you easily. So the map, speaking of, is going to be Nightmare Lake. Obviously we're going in the ghost ship. Doesn't matter about the bounties, because we're going to make money later. Most important thing right now is just getting something that can spawn fish. So you can see there I picked up broadside cannons. I went ahead and picked up chum, ramming speed. You're basically just grabbing, once you've got something that can kill fish, just grab anything that's going to be useful for you at any point. If anything, ramming speed is probably the worst one I could have taken, and I still succeeded here. And as you can see, I also grabbed the harpoon. So, straight away, immediately head south, right to the bottom of the harbour. Go ahead and start getting some summons out before you ring the bell. Once you start summoning these, we'll start getting some kills and build up some ghost fish, and then hit the bell. Then as you can see, as soon as them fish spawn, because we've got our other guys, they're not going to be able to come and hit us. I think one gets fairly close here. This is pre-recorded footage that I'm speaking over afterwards. Because I tried this a few times. I think this is about my 4th or 5th attempt. Just had to get a few things right. The main problems were those ones that I listed at the start, like summoning fish in the rare bait in the river and getting insta-killed by the explosive fish, just little things like that. You'll see I make a stupid mistake later here and still manage to succeed. It's just a matter of learning. It might take you a few tries, but if you just summon fish like this real quick, leave them until there's none left, and then go pick them up at the end of the day. You don't have to move while you're summoning them, otherwise you can get hit by one that's spawning, which is what happens to me later. And then, as you see there, I'm going to start heading towards the river. So for this day, you just want to buy common bait. Again, don't need to worry about making money right now. And then just spend all the other money that you've made on upgrades to make yourself stronger, because the stronger you are, the less likely you are to take any hits during this run. Okay, so straight away, heading to the reeds, and we need to be able to ring this bell. This is going to be a really important one to get early. Before you can hit it, you need to have 50 dead fish, so just go ahead and use your junk bait. Don't use any of your special bait, because it actually consumes them, so you don't sell them at the end of the day, any that you get here. And as soon as you get to 50, and you've got this little army around you, you can go ahead and hit the bell, you're going to be safe. And the reason this one's important to get straight away is it gives you the fish multiply in droves. There it is. And what this is going to allow us to do, not only is we going to make more money because there's more fish we're killing, but since this entire build is based on you're more powerful the more fish you kill, it's a direct increase to your strength to get this one. So it makes sense to just go and hit it as early as possible. Go ahead, ring that bell on the harbour the first day, get you 200, and then you'll be strong enough to come here, ring this one, and then just I'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this day. Just make as much money as you can. And there we go. Now today, this is the day I'm going to focus on making money. I got quite lucky there. It doesn't really matter where you go to make your money, however I did manage to get mine in the reeds, where I am already. So just go ahead and buy a little bit of bait, don't need too much, and then spend the rest on upgrades to keep us safe, because we're going to be able to make enough money, just based on the bounty fish that are right here in the reeds. So this day is going to go much the same as the first one, but instead of hanging around a bell, I'm just doing it in the middle of nowhere. Go ahead and get the army summoned first. You can see that it's slowly getting better each time I spend money on upgrades. And then you can start summoning these rare fish. And as you can see, they just drop immediately. As long as you have all these guys around you, they're not even going to get a chance to come and damage you. Now here I start heading towards the whirl, and like an idiot, I start using my summon as I'm moving there, and immediately get hit by one. And that right there is a prime example of A, why you shouldn't be moving and summoning, and B, it doesn't actually matter if you make one mistake. You get one mistake this whole run. You make more than one, you lose that other life, you may as well just go ahead and restart, otherwise you're going to be wasting your time, and that's because the final bell, you're very, very likely. In fact, I think every time I did this, I took a hit ringing the final bell. I don't think there's any way not to. But either way, since we've made all that money, we can go ahead and spend a whole bunch on upgrades here, and we'll want to make a little bit more money before we keep going, because things do get quite hard as you start ringing the 3rd, 4th, and 5th bells. Okay, and you'll see at the start of this day, just do the usual, start summoning these fish, and you can see now with spending all that money, this build becomes incredibly powerful very quickly once you've made that money. And you'll see right here, this is what I mean about the game crashing. The frame rate starts to absolutely tank, and if you keep going, I have had it crash before trying to do this. So sometimes you just got to be careful and slow down. You can literally just, you can see here, I'm just summoning rare bait now, over and over again. So I'll go ahead and head to the bell. I've made the money that I need to finish the build, so we can go ahead and ring it today. Sometimes this can spawn fish that are really fast and can cause all of your ghost fish to chase them and leave you alone. So just make sure you're summoning more junk bait the whole time you ring this one, because I did get hit by that once before. Then I just go ahead and head to the swamp for the end of this day here. Get the other bell rang. You might as well do 2 in one day, since it's very safe at this point with the amount of strength that I have. Just get your little army as usual, ring the bell, and it's just going to immediately kill this massive thing that spawns out of it. The ones that spawn out of these final 2 bells have a lot of health, and you can see right here, it just gets absolutely swarmed and killed before it can even get close to hurting us. And the game starts almost crashing, so I finished the day early because I summoned way too much. Yeah, got quite lucky there, and again, got a bounty in the swamp, the location that I'm at. And this is actually important. You do need to have 10,000 coins to be able to ring the final bell. So this is where the ramming speed can come in quite handy. If I'd have been unlucky on the bounties, I might have had to spend an extra day or 2 making money, which can cut it close. So, but if you have ramming speed, you don't have to worry about it. And if you have the correct bounties, you don't have to worry about it. But as you can see here, I'm actually not even using the junk bait now. I just started with it, and I'm just using the rare bait. I don't even have to swap between them. Once you have all the upgrades, there's absolutely nothing in this game that's going to be able to stand up to you. And if you do notice your fish start dwindling, just immediately swap to junk bait, hit that like 2 or 3, 4 times, and then swap back to the rare bait. And you're just going to destroy absolutely everything that spawns before it can harm you, unless it's in the river. The ones in the river will explode when you kill them and will damage you regardless of how good you are. And as you can see here, spending the rest of this day just headed up towards this bell and sitting there ready for tomorrow when I've made all my money. And since I've got all my money, I just go ahead and pick up common bait so I'm not tempted to start spawning anything tougher. I think that's a good thing to do. If anything, you could just pick up no bait technically, but I just take 50 of the easy ones for the sake of it. And then here, you'll see it happen. So I've got my big army, go ahead and ring the bell. Safe as always, because everything that spawns is just going to be immediately killed. And you'll see, as soon as they spawn, they explode. They take my last life off me. So if I'd have accidentally lost 2 lives, if I'd have made 2 mistakes, that would have been the end of the run right there. This can also spawn a giant squid that has a very similar effect on you. It'll just immediately put an ink patch right where you are. So now we're on the final day. There's nothing to do but wait for the Leviathan to spawn, and I'll show you how to one-shot it. Okay, here we are. You want to, once it gets to about 10 PM, you want to just start summoning fish, and literally just do not let go of it. You just sit here, completely still, and summon junk bait the entire time. The game will lag a lot here. This is the most likely problem you're going to have with this run, is that your game will crash attempting to one-shot the Leviathan. But as you can see, I'm just holding that summon, don't stop the whole time. Even when it's doing this animation, you can keep spawning them. It'll go through all of this, it'll come up parried, and you can still be spawning the whole time. You'll get like 2 frames per second, and then boom. You have so much damage that you just skip all of the gates. You don't have to go down to 8,000, 6,000, 4,000. There's a really high chance of you dying there. I don't see how you could do that in the ghost ship. You're just going to get hit eventually. But this way, straight from full health to 0 health. You don't have to do any of the little summons. You don't have to do any extra dodging. Nothing. Just kill it immediately with all of your summons. And there you go. As I said, took me quite a few attempts to kind of get this theory down, but I think once you have this and once you know what you're doing, it's actually fairly easy. And now that you've seen this, hopefully it'll be easy for you too. And there you go. You can see unlock conditions, slay the Leviathan, the ghost ship. So that was the first time I'd done it.